how many times have you found something they didn't know about? Also, like, oh shit,
All the time.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Every single client.
Yeah,
Every single time.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like, no, I'm good, and then you start working on their leg or their back, and you're like, oh shit.
Yep. All the time. And I'll usually gauge it too. And I also, I like watching my clients walk in,
Mhm.
because I'm able to watch their gait and seeing how they walk, making sure they have like the proper like foot striking
Right?
when they're walking. And so just analyzing their body.
Yeah. Don't watch me walk them all.
Yeah. No, I'll turn away. I'll turn away.
I fucking look like fucking the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Man, I'll be out in public too, man. I'll be out.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode here on the JDG podcast. Jimmy Dukes Gaming. Don't let the gaming fool you. We're talking about all types of content and people here on the pod. Today we are joined by this handsome fella, Derek.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
What's
it.
up, man? I appreciate you coming through, man. How are you?
I'm great, bro. I'm great. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, man. Just small story is we were kind of chopping it up is how we met. I was gonna go sit down to the Miss Lovely Adriana,
Piggy.
and you were at City Wolves, and I was like, what the fuck? I looked up, hurt my neck and shit. But yeah, man, and then I started kind of seeing you around the different areas and the events and stuff, and all I heard is great things. Anytime that anybody had said anything about you, it was always good things.
Awesome. That's what I strive for. So
right? Were you just paying all those fools off or what?
nah, man, not even, not even a thought.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. Yeah, and it was cool because when once I found out what you were doing, I was already like, and this is just something that I do. Once I start getting to know somebody, and if they got something cool going on, and if it makes sense, I love to talk to them. You know what I mean? I think it was mutual for both of us. Because you were like, hey, man, I like what you got going on. And I'm like, man, I like what you got going on. You know what I mean? I think that's, yeah, and that's the coolest way to kind of make a collaboration or kind of work together when it comes to whole content, man. So, like I said, I appreciate you coming over here, man.
Yeah, no, thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
it.
So we're going to go into what you do for a lot of people that don't know, that are watching or listening. This gentleman is very involved in the combat sports community in El Paso, and because of his specific skills. And you do massage therapy, is that correct?
Yep, I'm a licensed massage therapist.
Okay, so that's like kind of a general term, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just like the basis of it.
Yeah.
So you get your certification to be a massage therapist, and then as soon as you get your license, then you can kind of like branch off and specialize in different fields. So I mean, massage therapy, there's a lot of different fields in the industry.
Yeah. So like, just tell us a little bit of like how it led to you like wanting to get in the field, and then just getting certified. Because I know a lot of people here, you get certified in certain things. It takes some amount of time. But like, what drew you to the field initially?
So I kind of like low key had a passion for this growing up. Didn't know it until later on. Been an athlete my whole life. Played primarily baseball. So, I mean, I remember in high school, people would be like, oh, my shoulder hurts, my elbow hurts. And I'd be like, yo, come here. And I don't know what I was doing, right? But I'm just like, yo, I'm going to like just put some pressure points.
Yeah.
And, so that was high school. I had a pretty tragic elbow injury in high school playing baseball during a game. So like elbow shattered. I wasn't supposed to play baseball again, but luckily I was able to come back in 6 months earlier from my recovery time.
How long was the if you don't mind me talk about how terrible it was, what kind of injury was it, if you don't mind me asking?
So I had 3 breaks in my elbow, and I had like 2 different ligaments snap off. Damn. It was like a grenade went off in my elbow.
And that because were you like throwing?
Yeah, from pitching.
Jesus.
So yeah, I was just, I pitched a lot. So I always had elbow issues, always. And so that happened. And then I wanted to get back to, because my surgeon told me, yeah, you're not playing baseball again.
Mhm.
So that was tragic.
Yeah, you're like,
And,
hold on a sec, I can't do what I love.
yeah, so I would get to school. I'd get to school early, do my rehab at lunch, rehab during baseball. So I was doing rehab a lot, so got a lot of that personal experience with like the personal training staff. So getting out of high school, I joined the Coast Guard. So I was in the Coast Guard for 10 years, and throughout my Coast Guard career, got a lot of injuries from the job. Like really bad back injury happened back in like 2015. Ended up having back surgery in 2020.
Damn.
And things just like dominoed, from my back to my leg to my neck, my arm, like having permanent nerve damage in my body. So been through a lot of pain.
Yeah.
My whole life. Like the physical pain has been there my whole life. And then so yeah, coming out of the Coast Guard, I was kind of enjoying being retired and trying to work on myself. And yeah, I kind of just thought like, you got to do something. Like, what are you passionate about? And just kind of reminiscing back to high school. I'm like, man, like this is kind of something that you got going on. So luckily I was able to come back to El Paso. And then I went to EPCC and did it was like 9 months, a 9-month program. You do that. And then while I was in massage school, I actually tore my rotator cuff. Damn. So
you're just like,
yeah,
you're just like duct taped all together, dog. Holy
yeah, just like Piggy says, I'm fragile.
Yeah.
So, but she, so yeah, I tore my rotator cuff during massage school, and I was coming up to a point where I had to do 50 massages to graduate. And so I had two of my instructors at EPCC, great massage therapists. They would work on me consistently and to making sure I went, they did their MRIs and stuff, tore rotator cuff. They wanted to operate, but I just don't like going under, and because once you get operated on, I feel like it's not the same. So yeah, especially with the shoulder. Mm-hmm. So getting my shoulder fixed, I think it's a massage therapy and not needing a surgery. I mean, it did take a while to get the strength and get the feeling back. But yeah, I mean, it's still kind of weak and stuff right now, but I didn't have to go under the knife. So
yeah, well, that's like a good thing too. Cause I mean, you were talking about like you being hurt, you going through your Coast Guard career and, realizing like, hey man, I'm getting out of doing all this and want to get back into it. Then you're actually getting worked on. So you're getting like, not only you're an athlete, then you're getting worked on. So is that when it kind of like, you're like, hey, I think I want to just focus on the whole sports aspect of it. Because like, you talked about in high school, you were doing it. Then you were constantly kind of always like working on yourself. And then those guys helping you out. Then you're like, oh shit, like, I think this is something I can do.
Yeah, exactly. And even when I was in massage school, I had a couple different routes that I wanted to pursue at first. But then a couple of my classmates and even my instructors were like, no, like and that's when I was like somewhat training too. I had to stop training because I've only been training. I was training jiu-jitsu for like a year, and then my back flared up again, so stopped. And then I started training a little bit, do a little bit of striking, and then rotator cuff. So I had to put all that to the side a little bit, just because if I get hurt, I don't have work.
Yeah,
so,
man. I mean, because if you hurt your hands or hurt yourself or your back or your shoulders, then you can't, focus on everybody else. And that's kind of like shitty too, because I'm sure you love training.
Yeah, no, it's fun, honestly, and it's super cool because my brother actually is the one who introduced me to jiu-jitsu.
Nice.
And he trains over out of American Top Team in Miami.
Cool.
So he brought me onto that, and I started training with him when I would visit him, and fell in love with it, and really helped my my mental state
Nice.
and like everything
I say that shit all the time.
Yeah.
I say that shit all the time, bro.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm sure there is for other sports, but I say that, man, just the therapeutic, the camaraderie, murdering each other, feeling good.
Yeah, therapeutic murder.
Learning, self-defense, work. I mean, that's so. I'm sure there's for other sports as well, but I'm glad you say that because I hear that shit all the time too.
Oh yeah, it's super, super therapeutic. And so doing that, started falling in love with it, obviously getting hurt, whatever. So I started, when I moved back here, I had my, one of my best friends, Manny, he trains at City Wolf, and he's like, hey, come by, I want you to start training here. So started training there. And so I was surrounded by all these people. And then obviously when I went to massage school, I was like, you know what, like this would be a really dope idea if I can get back to that gym and set up shop there. So luckily I have a really good relationship with Mike there at City Wolves. And I'm super thankful for him because I was in school and I hit him up and I hadn't seen him or talked to him in a while. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, you mind if I stop by real quick? I have an idea for you. And posed the idea to him and he was all about it.
Nice.
All about it. So took a couple months to get going, trying to get myself prepared for it, and started out doing like the jiu-jitsu at the park events with City Wolves. So that's how I slowly started introducing myself to like, the fighting scene.
Yeah.
Because even like right before that, so I already got my license and stuff. I already knew I wanted to work on athletes. I started working with a run organization called Live Athletics. So partnered up with them, and anytime they have like running events, I'll go with them and be like their massage therapist.
Nice.
They'll even do like the David Goggins challenge on weekends a couple times a year, and I'll go over there and work on all the runners. And then got lucky enough to work on the locomotives too.
Oh man.
So, and that was early. I was only a massage therapist for like 3 months, and I was already working on, city runners and then professional athletes.
Yeah.
And then, so I pulled away from, working with the locos and started focusing on the fight community. That's when I got set up shop at City Wolves. And, at first it was kind of like slow because, all the fighters would come in like, what is this red room in here? What is going on?
The famous red room.
Yeah. Like what is this? And, people weren't really like, didn't know what I did. So, I had to come up with ideas to, get people in the office. And so I would just go around the gym. I would give all the City Wolves members, a little ticket for like a free 15-minute session. Mm-hmm. Just to see if I can help you out in any way I can. So
it's a win-win. Like I'm already here, and if you want to do something a little further than this, I can take care of you.
Yep. So that's how I got set up shop there at City Wolves, and since then I've been living in the fight community, and I'm loving it.
I know, man, because I see you work with a lot of different athletes that that are around this area. I mean, you work with all different type of athletes in the fight community and jiu-jitsu, but it's cool that, they all trust you. Everybody, like I said, everybody that has ever said anything about your services or yourself has always been good. And that's like one of the biggest thing is because you want to build that rapport with athletes and stuff like that. Because, I mean, if whatever you're doing is helping them, they're going to be like, dude, fucking talk to this fool. Like, I am running full speed again, or I'm doing this again.
Yeah, that's what I'm so thankful for all my fighters, because they promote me. They spread my name around like a wildfire.
Yeah.
So, I'm just super blessed to have these guys like in my corner, and I'm super grateful to be in their corner too.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
So like with the whole, how you were just saying, like the massage therapy is kind of like a general, what's the sports massage side of it, and how does it differ from all the other ones? Because you're so focused on like the sports part, how much does it differ in what ways?
So your like basic massage is like your Swedish massage, which is your typical like spa. You're gonna go to the spa and have a spa day, relax, and so it's pretty much just getting your body to relax. Mm-hmm. And then you have deep tissue work, which is also tied into sports massage, but deep tissue is like its own little branch. And that's just, like a deeper Swedish massage. But then sports massage, you're targeting certain muscle groups for the certain activities that that athlete is doing. So, doing all my research, and I follow a lot of people throughout the country and even overseas that specialize in it. And I'll just like watch all their stuff and doing the research and watching my athletes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing is I can say we have a bunch of great therapists in El Paso, a lot of really, really great therapists. But I can say I kind of, they said I'm different in a way because I'm immersed in this field now.
Yeah.
I'm there with my fighters. I'm watching them. I'm watching their movements. Even at work, I'll finish up with a client. I'll hop over to City Wolves and I got, some of my fighters training, and I'll just sit there and just watch their movements, starting with their feet. And obviously now I know with all my athletes, what I need to target with them. So when they go and roll or they go and strike, I'm focusing on their ranges of motion, their mobility. And so I'm already coming up with all this stuff in my head when I'm watching them all. So, but yeah, so sports massage is just focusing in on a specific target area and pretty much relieving all the muscles leading up to that target area. So
man. And with that's like you going out of your way as well. But you have relationships with these people though. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
too.
Great relationships.
You have great rapport. It's cool seeing you because I know you worked with like Piggy and AJ, and those are folks that been doing it and are really pursuing it at a higher level than a normal person, just amateur and shit like that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You got firsthand experience to be around an athlete that's what they're focusing on, and then getting to know them on a friendship relationship, and then also when it comes to you doing your thing and them doing their thing. Yeah. So that's cool to hear that. I didn't know that you were going that far to kind of like be paying attention. Because like you said, there's physical therapists that somebody goes and comes back, hey, I was doing this, but you can actually say, no, I saw this. How's your leg? I saw kind of this, and you can kind of like know exactly what they're going through, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and it's funny too because these guys will get off the mats and come to me, and everybody can vouch for me here. I'll be like, hey, how's your shoulder today? Feels good.
Yeah.
All right. And then we start working, and they're like, that's why I don't say anything's good. So yeah, I don't even need to say they don't need to tell me much. I do like communicating and hearing how they're doing and stuff, but I already kind of have a basis of what I'm going to be working on that day. And but yeah, it's been great, even with AJ and Andrea. Those two, I've built probably like some of the greatest relationships with those two people.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
I know I've seen many fighters and many athletes up in that red room, man, that you work with, and everybody always shouts you out, man. I mean, that's like the biggest thing is like, and that's a cool thing too, is because like the work speaks for itself. You know what I mean? It's just like you doing what you enjoy doing, and people and actually enjoying it, and it's helping them out. I mean, I
don't know if they enjoy it while they're in there, but
that's why
they enjoy it when they're beating some people's faces.
Yeah, man. Because like, hey, my shoulder is good, man. Jerry, I'm just wailing.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
That's hilarious, man. But let's see. We were kind of just joking about this before we started recording. Like, I had this question, like, what are the most common misconceptions about people in massage, therapy? Because I'm sure people always give you the fucking, happy ending and all this bullshit and like creeps and stuff like that, But what are like other misconceptions other than those stereotypes about, massage therapy?
Yeah, honestly, those are the two biggest ones, man. Like I hear it from everybody. I hear it from my friends, and I kind of just dust it off now. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is true, man. Like it is in the industry, and you do have a lot of creepy people that are out there doing this job, and it sucks because there's a lot of like I said, a lot
Good
of great
people.
therapists out there that are trying to help people, and a lot of people will be hesitant with getting body work. And I've heard the stories already with people like, I went to somebody and I wasn't comfortable, and I said I'm never getting a massage again.
Yep.
And so that's the biggest one. But I think another like misconception or something people really don't understand about this field is everybody thinks massage helping like physical performance. But one of the biggest thing is like the emotional side of it too. And I've had, I want to say 4 people that I've worked on that have like complete like meltdowns on the table. And it's just like emotional releases. And so I remember when I was even in massage school, working on 2 of my classmates, while I was working on them, they had emotional releases. And I remember the first one was going on. I was just like looking at my instructor, like,
You're like, what the fuck's going on?
oh, what's going on? So, trauma is stored in the body, and it's really cool because I had this conversation with one of my fighters when I first met this guy, started working on him, and I was like, so what hurts? And he's like, I'm good, nothing hurts. And I was just like, this dude's a badass, man.
Right.
If this is a fighter and trains the way he does, and nothing hurts, I was like, all right, cool. And so his whole thing is like, if there's pain in my body, I'm not doing something right. I'm not eating right, sleeping right, recovering right, lifting right, whatever the case is, he's not doing something right. It's like, yo, that's a badass mentality, bro. Like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, if you could have all that, everything squared away, then yeah, you should be all right.
Because that's ideal,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
So, but then I started telling him, I was like, no, dude, like, pain is far more than physical. Everybody has their own stories in their life, as a kid growing up. Everybody has trauma, everybody. And when you go through all this trauma in your life, it's stored in your body and it's stored in muscle memory. When you're going through a traumatic event, like your muscles were there going through that traumatic event with you, and it's going to store all that with you. So when you have that trauma stored in your body, it creates inflammation. Inflammation causes pain. So a lot of people, will say like, I'm hurting, like let's say a non-athlete, right? Constantly in pain. It's like, well, you can't just be like, oh, well, why you don't even work out?
Yeah.
Like, no, bro, like it goes deeper than that. Like people that go through pain and suffer through pain, like it's far more than the physical aspect of it. And that's where I really, really enjoy it, because I've been in I was in a dark spot for a while. And so I understand where people come from, and I can sense it too when somebody walks in the room and something's going on or they're bothered, because I feel it. I can feel energy before somebody walks into the gym. Like I feel it. So yeah, the emotional aspect and, getting those emotions out and letting your body purge all that trauma in your body. It's a crazy experience, like being in there with somebody while they're going through it like that. But it's honestly like really, really good to see.
Yeah.
I like having, and the biggest thing is too, is like, I want my people comfortable.
Yeah.
That's why I built so many great like majority of my clients, I can say they're friends.
Yeah.
And I've built such good relationships with so many people. And the biggest thing is just, I want my people feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
And because that's where the healing starts, is if the person's comfortable. If the person's not comfortable with you, they're going to be all tense, and the work that you're doing on them is not going to work.
That's that's a good way to kind of like, I didn't even think about that when it comes to whole massage therapy. That's, I mean, like obviously the 2 bad stuff, but that's another thing that I don't think about, like the whole therapeutic side. And I didn't think about like the whole, like, the muscle memory, it's stored in there. Cause you're right. I like the example you said, a non-athlete, You know what I mean? Yeah, you focus on athletes, but a non-athlete could even say that stuff and then have that because going into I've never gotten a massage ever. You know what I mean? Not that I was against it, but at the same time I felt like I didn't need it.
Mhm.
But, you know what I mean?
Everybody needs it, bro.
Yeah. I could only
Everybody
imagine,
needs
yeah,
it.
man. And I'm sure the first time I go with you, I'm sure whenever we figure that out, I'm gonna be like, shit.
Yeah, bro.
This fucking
Probably won't talk
fucked
to me
me
for
up.
at least
Right?
a week
It probably will
afterwards.
fuck me up.
Yeah.
But
no,
that's
for
cool,
sure.
man. That's cool. I mean, obviously there's the bad, but then there's the good stuff. I didn't know that
Mhm.
that, I mean, it sucks that those people were breaking down, but they felt comfortable enough to talk to you. And that's the thing, that's the relationship you build with people. Cause yeah, you want to go, like, you want to be able to go back
Mhm.
to somebody because you trust them because it was good work and everything that. And then, you having that, your personality, the way you carry yourself, people are comfortable enough to open up to you.
For
Not
sure.
that they need to, but because you start getting to know somebody, and then you have a better understanding of what they need because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and even when I was in school, that one classmate I worked on, the instructor asked her like, what were you going through when you had this emotional release and whatever, so we can like learn about it. And the one really cool thing she told me, and that's when I started like really understanding like energies, people's energies, because before I was like, energy, you're crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know, yeah,
nah, that's
yeah,
not.
yeah,
But it was at that moment where she was saying that um she was able to, because I all we were doing was just like some cranial holds, so I was just holding her head, and she said that she felt that I have been through so much in my life and so much trauma, and so has she, that I was able to meet her halfway. And because I was like, we were both like meeting halfway, then she's like, okay, my body trusts you. I trust
Yeah.
you. And it was cool because like she took a deep breath and like her whole body sunk into the table, and then just boom, just like released.
Mhm.
So yeah, just having that that my experiences help my clients let things out.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's why I'm so grateful for everything in my past, all
Yeah.
like my traumatic events, everything I've been for. I'm like so glad every single one of them has happened,
Yeah.
because if none of that happened, I honestly probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today.
Yeah, I say that too, and it sounds cliche and people shit like that. But yeah, man, I when people say, "Oh, I regret this," I was like, I don't regret anything because I wouldn't be the same person that I am today because of certain bad decisions or good decisions that I made in my life.
Mm,
And I'm that way too, man. I'm just like, everything happened for a reason for me to be who I am now and to help me get better. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
How you were saying, just like you being in, not good places. And everybody can relate to that in different ways. Like
Mhm.
I was kind of telling you before we started recording, I was like, I was not working. I was trying to figure myself out. I was playing games. I'm just wanting to pursue content. I still needed to pay bills. And after a while, I was like, as all that stuff was, happening, I was like more appreciative going through it and realizing like I'm better because of it.
Yeah, and that's
Kinda
all
thing.
part of the healing journey too.
Mhm.
All
Yeah,
part of the
man.
healing journey. It's awesome.
That's cool, man. So let's see. I got the next one for you. And this is a cool one too, because when I was like, I put this one out. Can you like for people that are listening, watching, like, can you explain, massage and how it helps with muscle recovery and performance? You were talking about the aspect of the emotional kind of stuff like that, and talk about the actual recovery and the performance of how that helps.
For sure. So, I mean, with any athlete, you're putting your body through strenuous activity. And so, everybody can say they're sore, right? So you go roll, you go strike, you go lift, you go run, whatever, your muscles are firing off. Um, and your muscles need to recover to grow and maintain that high level of performance. So the biggest thing with massage therapy is increasing like blood flow and circulation. So, getting out all that like lactic acid that's in your muscles, like flushing all that out, getting deep into muscles to release that all the toxins that are built up in the muscles that cause the soreness. So releasing all that and getting fresh blood flow to the muscles. Because once you get freshly oxygenated blood full of nutrients to that muscle, it's going to start healing all the little micro tears that you have in your muscle. And yeah, that's why you see the recovery time is just, it's been crazy, especially working with these fighters. And just the consistency of seeing them and seeing their performance and then seeing their recovery time too, because that's the biggest thing. If you're not recovering, you're not going to be able to go out there and train at 100%.
Yep.
So like the biggest, like AJ, for example, I see AJ multiple times a week, and he's super strict on his schedule, his trainings, and his recovery. And it's super cool because he'll come in. I remember when I first started working on him, he started getting beat up a little bit. And then as we started working, he was able to go into the gym firing off on all cylinders at 100% because he was able to recover faster. And then obviously, like, been working with a lot of the fighters, so I'm pretty sure they could all vouch for that as well. But yeah, so just increasing the blood flow to the muscle, getting all those like nasty knots out, all the contracted muscles, because all that's just gonna reduce mobility, and you need that range of motion to compete at any sport.
Yeah, man. And one thing, like I've since I've been doing jiu-jitsu for a little longer now and more understanding my body, like one of the times I got hurt and I was like, there was always those memes like, what did jiu-jitsu guys do? And they like, when they're hurt, they keep training and shit, right?
They keep going.
But one of the last times I got hurt, and like I hurt my side and then I hurt my shoulder, and then like it bothered me taking the time off. But I mean, I have a friend who's
physical therapist.
Not a physical therapist, but man, he has his doctorate in like that. But he was like giving me exercises to do, and even just doing them like half-ass, like I felt like the recovery. You know what I mean? Of him just telling me, do this, stretch this, go this, and things like that. And then I can only imagine like adding the massage into the muscles, how you were explaining.
Yep.
That totally does make sense. You know what I mean? That totally makes sense that yeah, I mean you're kicking all the time in your leg and your thigh, or you're running all the time. You're not massaging it or like getting the proper blood flow and working on those
for sure
that muscle and the recovery time. So this way you can get back out there and keep doing your thing.
Yeah, even with like my bodybuilders, I work on a lot of bodybuilders, and like with them, it's just breaking up their, like, because their muscles grow at such a high rate that they're just so tight, and like their fascia, which bounds all your muscles together, is just so tight that
because you start working on them, you're like, God damn, you're tight and shit.
Yeah,
like
so
literally.
But it's crazy because like the bodybuilders, most of these guys don't feel anything. Because their nerve endings are so shot from pushing themselves in the gym. So it's also really cool seeing like the different types of athletes, and like the way their bodies put together, the way their muscles feel. It's all different, but it's also interesting seeing how different athletes react when they're on the table.
Yeah.
But I will say my fighters are the toughest people. But when I get them on the table, I see a different side of them.
We can say no names and shit.
Yeah, no names. All of them. I'm calling you all out. All of them.
Y'all know who you are.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Right.
I got you guys.
That's cool, man. But that's cool how you were talking about the different athletes, and it's cool that you were able to work with different people that do different things. You went from the running, the soccer, bodybuilding, jiu-jitsu, striking and all that. But like one of the when somebody first comes in, you're like, how do you assess them, before like creating like a tailored, treatment for them kind of thing? Is it called a treatment or
like
session?
a treatment plan.
Yeah. So like, how do you like first assess? Is there like simple questions, or like, if somebody wants to kind of check you out and have some things in mind that they're gonna have to answer, like what are some of the things that you usually ask, and what how do you assess them?
So if I'm getting like a brand new client, like just walking into my office for the first time, I do have like a questionnaire that you'll have to fill out. But first things first, I try to just get to know the person just a little bit before I start talking about like their body, try to get them comfortable. But I'll ask what's hurting right now, what's aching.
Nothing.
yeah, like, all right, cool, nothing's hurting. Then you have any past injuries?
Yeah.
They have past injuries. Like, when do you get flare ups? What aggravates it? What alleviates it? Um, and yeah, pretty much just trying to pick their. I want to know as much about that person's body as I can,
Mhm.
and I'll ask like from the top of their neck all the way down to their feet, how things are feeling. Because if somebody's saying, my hips hurting, and I'll be like, okay, how do your legs feel? How do your quads feel? How does your lower
Because
back
it can relate to
feel?
other stuff as well.
Yeah, and then I'll ask, how's your breathing been? Has your breathing been restricted at all? And so yeah, just trying to pick their brain. And I tell everybody, like, be as open
Yeah, because
with me as
it'll
you
be
can.
best way to me help you out.
Yeah. So usually, with the first time I work on somebody, I'll usually do a full body on them just so I can, unless they're like, no, like this hurts. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, then I'll pull out the sports. But if I'm like building like a long-term client, I'll do a full body session on them. So I know how their body is and what I need to work on. And I'll go back and note it. And, so yeah, with like the new time clients, it's just having a conversation with them and having them just tell me everything about their pain, their body, whatever. But then I have my athletes, my fighters, because I'm surrounded by them. I'll just watch them. I'll just watch them. I'll go whenever they're training. I'll go stop in and I'll just sit there and watch them. And on Sundays, I'll go to Zen and I'm just watching all my guys, watching their movements from their feet, how their calves are reacting, how their hips are opening up, how their kicks are, their shoulders, if they're getting enough reach. Because I can even tell that, like, oh, like, yo, you're
Pulling punches. No, I can't even stretch out that far. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool. But yeah, like my fighters, they'll be done training. They'll come in, they'll tell me what's bothering them, and then I'll be like, how's this? It's good.
Yeah.
And like, we'll see.
Right? and that's the thing too, is like when you're assessing somebody initially, and how many times have you found something they didn't know about? Also, like, oh shit,
all the time.
You know what I mean?
Every single client.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah, you're like, oh, like, no, I'm good, and then you start working on their leg or their back, and you're like, oh shit.
Yep, all the time. And I'll usually gauge it too, and I also, I like watching my clients walk in, because I'm able to watch their gait and seeing how they walk, making sure they have like the proper like foot striking
right
when they're walking, and so just analyzing their body.
Yeah, don't watch me walk them all.
Yeah, no, I'll turn away. I'll turn away.
I fucking look like fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Man, I'll be out in public too, man. I'll be out in public, like people watching.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that guy has a fucked up leg.
Yeah, like, man, I can really help you, dude. Yeah, for sure.
That's hilarious.
Sure.
But that's cool though. Like, yeah, because you could see it from that standpoint, because you have that understanding of the anatomy of a body and shit, so you can kind of have an idea what somebody's kind of going through before they even start saying anything.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Get on the table.
Yeah, get on the table. I'm gonna find like 5 more things about your you're not gonna fucking like it, shit.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. So you're talking about having the experiences, going through all the shit, personally, getting out there, getting people, work with some dope people, and being able to assess and help people out. What's the one of the most impactful and success stories you've experienced, working with an athlete or a person in general on whatever journey that they're on?
So I have 2. My first one, and I actually have a post about it on my IG page. But we did one of those jiu-jitsu events at the park for City Wolves.
Oh, was it the gentleman?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I did see that.
So
yeah, the gentleman, yeah.
Yeah, so I was just there chilling, and I would just kick it there, and whoever needs work, like, yo, come on real quick. And so I want to say I might have been working on Jeremy West, Mr. Exotic. And this older gentleman comes up to me, and I think I was like digging an elbow into somebody's shoulder. And this gentleman walks up to me, like waving a $5 bill at me. And he's like, I need this. I need this. Like, can you help me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure. Like, this guy's just probably on a walk,
Yeah.
in
Just
the
like, hey, what's
neighborhood.
going on over here? This guy's
Grew
working
up
on.
right down the street,
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, give me a second. So, and he was wearing an army shirt, I think, or army shorts. And so I was like, oh, are you a vet? And he's like, yeah. So we got talking about the whole vet thing and serving. And so like instantly had a connection with the guy.
To relate to him in different aspects.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, what do you got going on? He's like, oh, my like upper back, neck, hurt. I'm in pain all the time. Like, all right, cool. So I was like, let me have you jump up on the table. I'll help you up and, go face down on the table. And so he jumps up on the table and literally, lotion on. I just touch him, literally just touch him. He starts shaking, trembling, and just bawling his eyes out.
Damn.
Bawling like crazy. But I knew what was going on. So I just held him. I could tell like his breathing was very frantic. And I just remember like squatting down to him and I'm just like, hey brother, like you're good. Like let it out. Like I'm here with you. Like I got you. Like we're good. Like let it out. I want you to let it out. So yeah, it was probably for like 10, 15 minutes of him just emotional release, hardcore emotional release. And to the point where like, I would just go down his back, super light pressure. And like that was like, it was like deep tissue work to him.
It was like painful.
So that's when I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna do some holds because his body's kind of rejecting me right now. So I'm just gonna hold him. And then I actually got my massage gun. And because he was so sensitive, but I wanted to get like a little bit deeper into the muscle. So, I would put my hand over his back and then I'd get the massage gun and put it
on
over
top.
on
Nice.
top of my hand just to
So
have that.
So it's like
Just to have that ripple going through his muscle. So I did that and I helped him sit up and he was that moment, just seeing the look on his face, full of tears, just so grateful and thankful. And he was like, your touch is so warm and so special. He's like, I feel amazing. And he's like, I need to go get you more money. And I'm like,
no,
sir, I don't want your money. I was like, no, I don't want your money. He's like, yeah. He's like, at that $5, I was gonna get something to eat with that $5, but I needed this more. I was like, sir, take your $5 back. I was like, I don't need your money. I'm good.
Just helping you going through all that. It was kind of an experience for you too.
Yeah. So, just hugging each other, holding each other afterwards. And this dude jumped up off the table, we had a DJ at the park. He jumped up ready to party. He was there just like dancing and so cool. Like our gym is so like family oriented that, they went and made him a plate. Like, here you go. So
that's dope.
He's walking around the mats, eating, out, and I'm like, that is dope.
Hell yeah.
That is so dope. So, that moment out, with a random person, that was like super special to me. And then athlete wise, I mean, shoot, man, honestly, all my athletes are kind of like a success story. And I truly believe in my work and how good my work is, and just being able to go see them perform and compete. Every single one of them, I think they're a success story. But really cool one just recently was with AJ. Him prepping for Fury, and he had an injury probably like a month out, 3 weeks out, and it got pretty bad in the beginning. And so yeah, he came to me consistently for a couple times a week and just draining swelling out. I just want this, no deep tissue work, just tedious getting this swelling drained. Yeah, luckily that injury like faded within a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Fuck yeah.
And then he had another like little injury on his foot. So boom, working on that, and then luckily enough, I was able to go with him to Houston and be with him for his fight week, and then just keeping him maintained and prepped there, and working on those existing injuries consistently to making sure he was walking into that cage the best version of AJ he could be. And he says it all the time too. He's like, I'm going there as the best version of AJ you'll see. And so I want to make sure I'm a part of that too, because my line of work is gonna be able to bring the best version of him out. And obviously we all saw him go in there and just
do his thing.
Completely dominate the entire fight.
That's like one of the coolest things too, man. That gentleman, how to just, you were there just to be there, and it's not like you weren't expecting it, but to experience that's cool.
Yeah, man.
Especially doing something that you enjoy doing, and you were doing it just to do it anyways. And the fact that somebody was like, "Oh shit, like I need my back," like fucking, can you just look at this real quick? And you just to be able to help him to go through that and make him realize that, hey, maybe like him doing that more often is gonna help him even better.
And it's super cool too, because like even you're saying like you're out there doing what you love. It's super cool because the week before AJ's fight, I'm working on him, and he's like,
"Oh, he kept going to you?"
He.
That is sick.
Yeah. So
I thought it was like a one-time thing.
No. Me and AJ we've been working together.
No. I thought the gentleman.
No. That was a one-time thing. That was a one-time. I haven't seen him before or after that.
Yeah, but still, like he's gonna now remember, like, hey man,
absolutely,
I'm gonna probably go get a session with somebody. Because that day I was doing backflips and shit and eating food at the fucking
You probably
park.
won't have the same experience.
These hands are special. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Touch, man.
But being able to you've been working with AJ for a little bit, and he I'm sure you were working with him when he was already through his amateur career, like through his beginning of his amateur career, a little bit, a couple fights, and you being able to watch him, first of all, going back to being able to watch him, being able to be there to help him be the best version of himself throughout camp, fight week, and shit like that. That's dope too, because you're like, hey man, not that to say that you were the reason, but you helped, and I'm sure he's really grateful too of like being able to have somebody like you.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's super appreciative.
Like that's like one of the coolest things, man. Because like, yeah, man, I want to. Me with my talents and my skill is able to help you go do whatever you got going on. With your talents and your skill.
That was another cool thing too, man, that I really enjoyed was, being over there in Houston. He had asked me if I like to cook before going to Houston. I was like, dude, I love to cook, man. I love it. He's like, yo, you mind cooking? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And so, we were doing a lot of his like nutrition and like rehydrating plan. He had went through like a couple issues with his last fight after his weigh-in, and like his nutrition and all that. So I was just like, bro, I got you. So when I was over there, if I wasn't working on AJ, I was working on Ben.
Big Ben.
Yeah, gotta tune up the bus. So for the man, those two guys, the way they push each other and the way they like motivate each other, like those two guys are like brothers. So I have to take care of Ben too. But if I wasn't working on them, I was in the kitchen, cooking for the whole team, making sure AJ was eating like the right things and eating at the right time after his weigh-in and hydrating the certain way. And yeah, man, that dude was a whole new person that day after he weighed in, fueled up, and vibes were at an all-time high. The dude swelled up, man. I remember we were in the kitchen and he like accidentally bumped into Mondo. And Mondo turned around and was just like,
holy shit, fucking.
Oh, what? You're freaking wide, bro. Like, what happened? So, being able to do what I love, being out there and, doing massage therapy on the guys, and then cooking. I love to cook. So being able to do that, and then just being surrounded by such amazing people. Like, I'll say, like, I've had a lot of great moments in my life, but I think that's been like the greatest moment of my life so far.
That's cool, man. And like when I was talking to Piggy about that, it's a team. Like, especially when you start getting in the higher levels, because I mean, God willing, he keeps doing what he's doing. And it's just like, oh, fucking Derek was always taking care of me, and you guys are a unit with Ben and everybody. You know what I mean? And that's how you're successful in your own way. They're successful in their own way. But when you come together, you guys are all
Oh man, it's a
a
force,
fucking
man.
dream team and
Yeah,
shit.
dude,
That's
yeah,
fucking
seriously.
dope.
Yeah, especially like walking in there and AJ walking in with a squad,
Yeah.
like to the weigh-ins, to the ceremonial weigh-ins. Like AJ had a squad,
Yeah.
and just having that, like people behind you,
Hell yeah.
like
Fuck yeah.
yeah, rolling in deep.
That's
So
dope.
I want to do that, man. I want to do that with all my fighters, and got a couple people fighting coming up soon, and I want to be able to go out there with them and making sure they're at their
Yeah.
peak.
Yeah, at their
You
peak.
know?
Yeah, because you especially were working with these guys and these girls too. That you're like their success is your success because they're able to be like,
Absolutely.
hey man, like my shoulder, my arm, my leg, leading up to this, like that injury or those minor nicks. You know what I mean? And help them like, hey, don't worry about that. Me doing this and you coming to me is gonna be one less thing for you to worry about.
Yeah, man. I love it, dude. I love it, and I can say I'm living my dream right now.
Hell yeah.
And I just know, like, the fighters actually, like, they tug at my heart a little bit because they're such amazing people. They're so humble, the nicest people you ever meet. But these guys and girls put their bodies through so much.
Hell yeah.
And that's why I really wanted to target on like the fighting community here, because nobody's done it.
Yeah.
Nobody's done it. Like, no therapist has targeted the fighting community. It's like, why aren't you guys going after the people that are beating the shit out of each other every day and that are training 4 times a day? So like, my heart goes out to every single one of them too, and pursuing their dreams and their passions. And if I can use me living my dream to help them get to their dream, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Sign me up. So,
Hell yeah.
And like, let's roll. Let's roll. I want to get everybody. My goal is to have a lot of these fighters out of here and fighting for the UFC.
Hell yeah, man.
Like,
And that's cool that you say that, like you're being a part of it, because like when I was telling you I've been doing the videography more often now, I have a different aspect of watching a fighter, a team, more than the person that's in the stands.
oh,
Like
absolutely.
when I'm doing these mic'd up things, like I don't know if you guys have checked out go check them out on YouTube. My mic'd up sessions where I'm listening to the coach, and it's only me with headphones on, and everybody's yelling and I'm like, damn, there's a lot of things going on.
Goes into it.
And just seeing how they respond in between rounds and after, I'm like, man, like I have the utmost respect to a lot of guys that are just freaking doing it just to do it, and they're amateurs. They're not getting paid for it and shit. They're trying to pursue that. So you saying that, it's cool because you see it in a different way, and then that just triggered me. I'm like, damn, man, I remember Fighter X was talking about this stuff and was doing this and dealing with this. He goes out there and does his thing and releases, like, oh my God, all that work and time and effort and sacrifice. And I'm watching it happen, like raising his hand and hugging his coaches. I'm like, fuck, this is dope.
It's so awesome.
You know what I mean?
Man.
I get to capture that shit. I get to show people that kind of like aspect of it. So it's cool that you say that, because, everybody, like a lot of these fighters, man, I just like, my fucking heart goes out to them, man, because it's not like something that people are willing just to sign up for.
No, man.
You do it
it's not for the weak,
because you want to do it and shit, man. So
it's not for the weak.
Yeah, man. But with that being said, like a little bit going back into like in your field, how was, I know that you're still in the field, you're getting in the field more and more, but how are you seeing how it, as massage therapy, like in the whole sports aspect, how has it evolved, like in good ways and bad ways, and where do you see it going?
Man, so I think recovery is just so underrated. It's so underrated. Luckily I think we're in a time where people are starting to understand it a little bit more. And it's just so crazy. People think like, you got to go see a doctor or a physical therapist for some things. But it's like, as a massage therapist, there's so much technology that I can use, and so much research I can do to like help people. So like, there's just so much that's going into the recovery game. Like, the cold plunging, the sauna, the compression sleeves, red light therapy, like grassing. It's a technique that you use with a scraper.
What's up with the suction cup thing?
Yeah, cupping. Cupping is like my cup of tea, man. So that cupping is actually what helped me get through all my back pain and all that stuff I was going through. But I mean, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. It's gonna take athletes vocalizing their recovery,
How important it is.
and it all started like sports massage got big in the Olympics, like back in the early 1920s, when gold medalists were crediting getting deep friction work on their muscles. So, like, it all started with the Olympics, bringing it up, and just people getting their voices out there. I mean, you hear athletes spending hundreds and thousands, even millions of dollars on their body
Yeah.
and their recovery. So,
Fucking Tom Brady played forever.
yeah, man. Yeah, seriously. So, yeah, it's super important. The work is there. The work is there. The recovery is there. It's just up to that person to get that recovery done. And once the people start getting that recovery done, they're gonna see their performance take off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as long as people keep seeing me, or go see any other therapist in El
Yeah.
Paso, as long as you're getting some work done, then
Yeah, it's gonna help you.
yeah, it's gonna help you for
Yeah.
sure.
And I like how you said that, because it's like, yeah, like when more and more people talk about it, and like I said, like just doing the jujitsu for the small amount of time that I have, but when I hear people like talking about the recovery and then being around these fighter guys and are doing things like that and meeting people like you, it's like I'm more aware of it. You know, how you were saying, like,
Yeah.
I'm more aware of it, so like I could say that, hey, I've heard people say XYZ about this, and you're an athlete. Like, did you think about doing this? You know what I mean? Because I grew up playing roller hockey, and I don't know how many times we played hockey games and shit like that. We never stretched. We never fucking did any of that shit. We just fucking kept playing.
Yeah.
I could only imagine how much better my ass would have been if I would have just been doing small things like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Not that I was trying to like be a super athlete or be a pro, but I just how more efficient I could have been if I was like doing recovery time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to tell people, man. That's what I'm trying to like get through to people is like, and it sucks because like massage or any kind of recovery work, it can get pricey.
Yeah.
It can get really pricey, and I think that's also some things that people are real hesitant about, or like, why am I gonna waste X amount to get this? Like, man, you're gonna feel a difference. And
Yeah.
not only the way you go perform, but your mood
On a daily basis.
Yeah, like your mood, the way you sleep. Even when you sleep, you're getting deeper sleep because everything's so relaxed. So, yeah, man,
That's dope. Man.
everybody needs to hop on.
Yeah. Get
Everybody.
on that shit.
Yeah.
With before we get out of here, man, we kind of touched on this a little bit, but what are your favorite parts of helping athletes out with their recovery, and what motivates you to keep doing it? That's one of the other thing too, is like, yeah, you enjoy doing it, but like, what motivates you to keep going?
Yeah, man, just like I said, first things first is just having people coming in that trust me, and allowing them to be them, and even if it needs to like turn into a therapy session. So just allowing a safe space for my people to come into. I want to be the calm in the chaos. So allowing those people to come in, decompress, and vent to me if they need a vent or whatever it is. Like, I want to be that person that's going to listen to you, because I'm going to listen no matter what. I'm going to listen. But yeah, man, just seeing the way, people's moods elevate, because I'll have people come in sometimes with their head down, dragging their feet, just like out of it. And then after I work on them, they get up and they're like, so yeah, I love seeing that. But yeah, like I said, with my fighters, honestly, man, like, I give so much credit out to all the fighters, and I've worked, and it's all of you. I can't name.
I've seen like when you guys are posting
Yeah.
picture of people tagging you.
I can't like name. There's too many of you, so just letting you all know, all my fighters, appreciate
Yeah.
all you guys, love you guys. And it's cool because it keeps growing, man. And I like working on them, getting to know them, their stories, why
Yeah.
they pursued fighting,
Yeah.
and what drives them, and learning what drives these guys, and like their love and the attention to detail to their craft.
Mhm.
Just makes me want to be better, to make them better,
Hell
so they
yeah.
can get to where they need to get to.
Hell yeah.
but yeah, man, they push me. They don't really know it, but you know, I'll go home and I'll research. I'll look up different like modalities to use on different injuries and um but yeah, man, just helping people out.
Yeah.
Helping people out, bringing that healing energy, you know, to this world because it's needed very, very much. Yeah, I just want to help people out, man.
Yeah.
I want everybody to, you know, be healthy, be happy, at peace. I want everybody to succeed. And I want to be a part. I want to help people get there.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
t-
big
I
thing.
say that all the time too. Like I've been on this the past couple years because of different personal reasons and things like that. I'm becoming a better version of myself all the time. And I always tell people all the time, man, they're like, damn, Jimmy, you're so positive and shit. I'm like, because like if you put yourself in a like in a good state of mind and then you surround yourself, like having this conversation with you, it like motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing too. Because
Awesome.
I can hear you in your voice, the passion, the stories, the different things you've dealt with, but you're like pursuing something that you didn't think was ever gonna be a thing, and now you're like, I'm living my fucking dream. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Because I
Yeah.
was telling you, man, I was like, I'm always open with my content. Like I do a lot of different type of content, but if I can make a living just doing what I'm doing now, that's gonna be fucking awesome. You know what I mean? So like I love hearing you say that, like, hey man, like I wanted to do this. I had the opportunity. I did XYZ to put myself in the position to pursue this because of your knowledge and your skill and your ever evolving knowledge that you're working on. And that's cool to hear that because I love hearing that, man. Because I'm like, people like, damn, Jimmy, you doing all this? You getting paid? I'm like, bro, I'm not even, but I enjoy doing this shit. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean?
It's not.
I love talking to people like you that are
Yeah.
pursuing shit. I have all different types of people on here, but like bodybuilders and business owners and tattoo artists and now a physical therapist and I mean a massage therapist and just learning about those fields. I'm like, it's cool because I learned something, and then you folks that are listening and watching get an idea too. And maybe now you have a more of an understanding of how it could help somebody. And you might not have to go to Derek, but you can go to somebody else that knows somebody. And be like, hey, you can go check yourself out and get your back worked on. Like it's not as bad as you think it is, and it's gonna help you more than you think it would.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know what
for
I mean?
sure.
Fuck yeah, I love that,
Absolutely.
man. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
But before we get out of here, man, plug yourself, man. Where can people find you? Your Instagram. How often you taking new clients and things like that.
So right now I'm working out of Matador, Matador Boxing MMA over on the east side off of Montana McRae. And then we also have City Wolves right next door to us. Honestly, I work Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Monday. Like I work every single day. As long as there's pain out there, I'm working. So
There's a lot of pain out there.
Yeah, man. So
Physical and emotional and shit.
yeah. So honestly, that's the thing with me too is, my availability. If I'm available, if I have the time, I'm going to be out there for you guys. So if it's late, if it's early, just you guys can reach out to me.
What's your handle on Instagram?
It's dynamic.bodywork.
Okay, and I'll have that there in the description, guys, and all that too. And what's the best way to get a hold of you? Is it Instagram? You have a site? You have an email? What would you rather?
So my IG has a link on there to book.
Okay.
Or you could just DM me through Instagram if you have any questions, or if you want to come in at a certain time and you don't see it on the booking app, you can always shoot me a message because sometimes things will be blocked off for certain things. So if I could get you guys in, I will.
Mhm.
That's the one thing is I will get you in. I don't cancel on my people unless something like big comes up.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with me with my
Dependability and shit. That's the biggest
availability.
thing. Yeah.
Availability is the biggest thing for success with what I'm trying to do for
Mhm.
people. So like I said, I'm at Matador on the east side. On Sundays, I usually go to Zen for their Sunday service, and I'm there working on a couple of the fighters. But if you're a fighter and you train at Zen, if you want to get an appointment with me, shoot me a message so we can set something up, even if it's like 15, 30 minutes, whatever you guys need.
What about non-athletes?
Non-athletes?
Are you willing to take on non-athletes?
I take everybody.
There you go.
I
know we were talking about a lot of the fight game and jiu-jitsu like that, but it's not that you can't work on other types of people.
And I have my my regular clients weekly that just come in for
okay, cool. There you go. Hell yeah.
Stress management, 8 to 5 workers.
Yeah.
Like No, I work on everybody.
There you
It's the
go. That's
same
cool because
word.
I know we were talking about a lot of the
Yeah.
sports aspect, but that doesn't mean that you don't know how to do other shit.
No, yeah. I'm capable of treating the body as it's needed.
Nice.
And I listen to everybody's bodies and what they present to me. So it doesn't matter what you do in life. It doesn't matter at all. If you're breathing, if you have a heartbeat, I can treat you. I can see you.
What's like an age that somebody, like, I'm not going off topic a little bit too, but what's a kind of a good age where somebody should start kind of like being more, I mean, obviously if you're an athlete, that's one thing, but like if you're at a certain age and should you start looking into that, something like that?
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's today. Like start today.
Yeah.
Like start today.
If you're an
adult, teenager, and I work on a lot of like teenagers too that are coming up either in like the baseball field or the
because you can explain like, hey man, I'm gonna help you not blow your fucking arm out like I did and shit.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Is I have the experiences within my own body to deliver to my clients because like I know.
Yeah.
Like, your shoulder hurts here. Like
yeah. Nah, I know exactly how it feels.
I know exactly what I need to work on.
It's terrible, but I know how it feels and shit.
It sucks. Everybody knows, and I say sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
And don't hate me tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you in a couple days.
Right?
Usually I would check up on my clients like the day after. But now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait like 2-3 days because it's always like I'm sore, I'm tender, it hurts. So, now I try to give them a couple days first because I don't like having my clients having to verbalize that and like reinforce the pain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather give them a couple days for their body to heal.
And they're like, oh shit.
And then now I'll contact them and they'll be like, hey, I'm feeling good.
Nice.
So when they're speaking it, they're feeling it.
Yeah.
So if they're saying like, I'm hurting, this hurts, whatever, they're reinforcing their pain with their words.
Yeah.
So I try to, now I give them a couple days.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to reach out now. And they're like, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm like, dope.
Yeah.
Cool.
When?
See you in a week or two.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, I always ask people to like, since you're such in a specific field, like without obviously disclosing names or locations, like what are some like something that you can share that's kind of funny or you're like, oh shit, kind of moment?
Man.
Like, oh my God, only me, this would happen to me or something random like that.
In my line of work, I actually have a pretty funny one, and I'll throw his name out there because I'm pretty sure he doesn't care. But
we're gonna tag his ass soon.
My boy Hector Cashing Pips, he trains out of Elite and Champ Camp. He fought at KFL 2, I believe it was 2, and I had just started working with him. So I was like prepping him, whatever, and I was like, dope, dude. Like, I'll see you later. Like, good luck. So I'm pulling up to the parking lot at the Coliseum, and I pull in and I'm walking in and I'm getting a phone call from him. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be like in the back getting ready? He's like, bro, my back is fucked. And I was like, what? Like, what did you do? Like, I was warming up, threw my back out. Like, I can't even I can't do anything. He's like, where are you? And I was like, sitting right here, first row, bro. He's like, meet me down below. So I walked down there and he's like limping, grabbing his back. There was like this giant AC unit, so he's telling me what's going on. I'm like, all right, bro, lay on the ground. So he's laying on the ground behind this AC unit in the like lobby where they're selling freaking nachos.
Yeah, it was like KFL 1. Yeah,
so I'm there, working on this dude for like 5-7 minutes. And then like he heard one of the fights ending. He's like, all right, bro, like I'm good. Like I'm gonna go. So obviously he went out there, he dominated, he won. And he told me, he's like, honestly, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to
Hell
fight.
Yeah, that's dope.
So
hell yeah.
That was super cool, but I'm like, damn, I'm really like doing this on the floor at the Coliseum.
Hell yeah,
right
that's
now.
a story, bro. That's like
super cool.
That's so dope, man.
Super cool. But
hell yeah, man.
There's gonna be many more of those stories, but there's
a memoir. We got memoirs of a sports massage therapist in El Paso in like 20 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here for it.
Man. Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you so much for your time. Like I said, man, I appreciate you coming over here. I know you got a lot of things that you could be doing, but you come over here and gave me your time, and I do appreciate it. I felt like I've learned a lot more and have more, like, not that I didn't have respect, but I have a higher respect to be because of you and the way you carry yourself and the way you talk about everybody you work with and the passion in it. So it's dope, man. I do
Thanks, man.
appreciate your
Appreciate
time,
that.
man, for
Awesome.
sure, bro. But with that being said, man, make sure you guys check out all of our episodes. This is the first episode of season 4. If y'all don't know, I've been doing this for a little bit. We have all of our podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube for video, also on Spotify for video. So you guys want to check those out. We have all different types of people on here, man. I look forward to another season or another year of, talking to some cool people. I'm very fortunate where I can reach out and have good relationships with people like this, like Derek, that are pursuing something. And, I can have them on here to talk about what they got going on and hopefully spread some information and some knowledge and, share people's stories, you know what I mean? Which is some of the coolest things that I appreciate as I gotten older is being able to hear people, overcome shitty situations. And
it's beautiful, actually.
yeah, it's
beautiful.
fucking awesome, man. It's cliche, and I sound like an old man saying it, but I do I do enjoy hearing people like having shitty situations and then whatever they got going on and whatever aspect of field that they're in and they're doing well is like always cool. And I always have very fortunate to have those types of people on here, man. So I appreciate you so much for your time again, man. Thank you so much, brother.
And to all your listeners, if you guys listen to this podcast, hit me up for some work and I'll shoot you guys a discount for supporting this dude. So I got you guys. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah,
Thank
man.
you so
Fuck
much.
yeah, man. So make sure you guys hit him up. I'll have all that at the bottom. And but until next time, peace out, homies. Y'all take care.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Go.
Hell yeah, bro.
Good deal, brother.